worked all day, minimum wage. Got no relief from the help wanted page. I hate this life in every way. Me and my wife all work and no play. Now I'm out on a boat every day, having new fun, no worries about pay. Easy work while the fishermen play, watching time pass as we gently sway. I'm on the sunny side of paradise. Fishing's great, I got beer on nice. I'm on the sunny side of paradise. Life is great, love this island life. Summers are warm, winters are too. Tourists coming down instead of turning blue. Hotels are packed, the tiki bars are cool, all ready to party and dance by the pool. I'm on the sunny side of paradise. The fishing's great, I got the beer on nice. I'm on the sunny side of paradise. Life is great, I love this island life. Key Largo down to Key West, the blue waters here are truly the best. So for a killer tan and a local cold beer, put your ass in the car and get down here. We're on the sunny side of paradise. The fishing's great, we got beer on nice. We're on the sunny side of paradise. Life is great, we love this island life. We're on the sunny side of paradise. The fishing's great, we got beer on nice. We're on the sunny side of paradise. 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 Get ready to cruise into a world of country music and lively conversation with the Dave Roush Show. Exclusively on Cruisin' Country Radio every Monday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Join host Dave Roush as he brings you the best of country tunes along with engaging interviews, entertaining segments, and a whole lot of fun. Whether you're a diehard country fan or just looking for a good time, tune in and let the Dave Roush Show be your ultimate destination for Monday evenings.
Well, all right. Good evening. You are tuned into the Dave Roush Show on Cruisin' Country Radio. And I'm your host, Dave Roush. Tonight we have a fantastic hour lined up for you. We've got an incredible account, Beth Travers, joining us, and she'll be sharing 5 of her amazing songs, including a brand new release, premiering right here on our show for the first time ever. So sit back, relax, and let's dive into some great music. Welcome, Beth.
Hey, Dave. How are you tonight? How is old Mexico?
Mexico is doing well.
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I mean, Southwest Florida is still paradise. This is a nice place too. I'm doing great. I got a lot of work done today. My whole album CD got into the system and completed today. Everything's getting ready to drop, and I'm like the happiest camper ever.
Nice. Yeah. That's really cool. Can you hear me
So
fine?
much work.
Can
Go
you-
ahead.
You can hear me? Can you hear me fine?
Yeah, I can hear you
Oh,
fine.
cool. My monitor's weird tonight. Anyway, I want to dive right into your music, if that's cool with you.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
All right. So let's get things started with one of Beth's earlier hits, Bring Me Back to the Blues. This song's perfectly blends traditional country vibes with a modern twist. So let's take a listen.
I'm hoping you like it.
I read the news today in black and my mood swing. I took a stroll outside to recover my cool thing. Bleeping red lights, honking gold cabs, angry orange skies. Is everyone mad? Gotta get out of here before it's too late. Color my world as we plan our escape. Bring me back to the blues, to the turquoise of islands, indigo skies, sweet cyan and aqua-filled tropical views. Horizons are broader when they're touching salt water. Bring me back to the blues. Oh, who would have thought we'd be falling so hard for a pastel paradise, volcanic sandbar, surfing the waves, snorkeling the reefs, looking deep in your eyes, and I'm seeing the sea. Baby, this is the life. Only one thing is wrong here. I just can't believe that we gotta go home, dear. Bring me back to the blues, to the turquoise of islands, indigo skies, sweet cyan and aqua-filled tropical views. Horizons are broader when they're touching salt water. Bring me back to the blues. Well, living in the city, it ain't nothing but great. Don't bother packing, we're leaving today. Bring me back to the blues, to the turquoise of islands, indigo skies, sweet cyan and aqua-filled tropical views. Horizons are broader when they're touching salt water. Bring me back to the blues, my baby. We got to go to the turquoise of islands, indigo skies, sweet cyan and aqua-filled tropical views. Horizons are broader when they're touching salt water. Bring me back to the blues. Bring me back to the blues. Bring me back to the blues.
All right. That was Bring Me Back to the Blues by Beth Travers. Such a great track.
Oh, I love that song. I wrote that with Dave Freeman. Dave Freeman, the keyboard player down here. He's a good songwriter too.
Nice. Tell us about how that song came about.
we were having one of those days where we were going through pictures, and you know how you look at your vacation pictures and you're struck by how beautiful everything is? So I'm sitting here in a rainstorm thinking, I just want to go back where it's blue.
How about that? It's raining, or it was raining there where you're at, and it's raining right now, right here, man. It's dumping like cats and cows. I said earlier, cats and cows.
Cats and cows. We had it this morning.
Yeah.
I sent Dave out on lawnmower this morning, and immediately we got cats and cows too.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought about trying to use that pun. You know, I want to get back to the blues, all those beautiful blues. But then you're thinking, well, what about if we made it a little bluesier sounding and put some blues licks in it? So I sat down with Dave Freeman, and I'd never written with him before, so it was a new experience. And I had to drive like 2 hours. But we just cranked it out. It's just one of those songs that we just kept throwing ideas at each other, and the words just kept spilling out. Some things are like that. You gotta really love it, you know?
Yeah, I'm a singer-songwriter too, and you and I both know that writing music for each individual person is different. I mean, I'm driving down the road and something will hit me and I have to stop and pull over and put it down on my phone or something. I have no pen or paper, but the new technology, you know, but yeah, it's a process.
New technology, you could just open up your little notepad on your phone, but I am guilty of doing the same thing down the highway. Do you have time for a really quick, funny story about songwriting?
Time. It's your time, girl. You go.
When I lived in Nashville, when I first married Dave, it got to be January and all the gigs dry up because there's no touring and he wasn't working and I wasn't working. And I had a CDL, so I went to work driving the mail truck as a casual. Sadler Brothers mail truck. You all need to just watch out for them. And, this was quite a while ago. And I'm heading down the highway, and I would take all these runs like to Memphis and back, or to Chattanooga and back, or to Knoxville and back to the post offices. One day I'm coming back at 2:00 in the morning trying to stay awake from Memphis. And it's a long, nasty road. I don't know if you've ever done that drive on I-40. And I'm pulling a 53-foot trailer. This is telling a story on myself.
Trucker girl.
Yeah. Well, I still had my license from when my son was little. So I just figured, okay, I'm going to use it. I'll make some money around the holidays. And I'm going down the road, and I turned on the radio, and the truck was a nasty old truck, and it was too loud to listen to music. So I turned on talk radio. And the guy said something that totally inspired me. And I was like, okay, I have a pen, I have a logbook, and I am literally driving down the highway with a 53-foot trailer writing the chorus of a song on the back of the logbook. Shame on me, I know.
Well, it's been a long time, so it's all right. Drinking and writing, is what we do. I can't believe, I've drove a truck for many, many years, and I understand. I've been down the I-40 many times, and it is
yeah,
it's a nasty road, but it's how you do it.
It's not that it's a bad road. It's just that it's long and there's nothing there, and it's even worse at 2:00 in the morning.
Mm-hmm. And anyway. I've taken it from Arizona to all the way to the East Coast.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you're the real deal. I was just temporary. I had the CDL because I was a construction trucker when my son was young, because I could make good money. And playing a band at night, I don't know where I got that kind of energy.
Here's the thing. This is the kind of stuff that I love about this talk show is I didn't know you were a trucker.
I didn't. I just don't go around announcing it.
Well, you just did.
I just did. It's on the radio.
Yeah. And everybody's now you're going to have to write a trucking song.
I probably could do that pretty easily.
Yeah. I think anybody that's been in the music industry, especially country and even trop rock, there's a lot of trucking involved.
Yeah, there's a lot of trucking down the road involved. We cover some miles, don't we?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Hopefully, it's over for me, but I know it's not over for you because you got some really good music coming out.
Oh, I'm really excited about the music I have coming out. And then I don't like to brag because, it's bad karma, but there are some really kind of good songs coming out, and it's the best I've ever done. So I guess, I can be excited about it.
It's okay to brag. I mean, seriously, especially when you're invested. I mean, I know my listeners, they understand it a little better now because we've been talking about it with everybody that I've interviewed, about going down the road. Everybody thinks that a musician, an artist that's got stuff on the radio and is going down the road is making millions of dollars. And well, you and I know that is totally not true.
Yeah. We're lucky to keep the tires on the car, right?
Exactly. Even, I mean, the big stars, they have to pay for everything. Nothing's for free.
Nothing is for free. And if they're working for a record company, back in the old days, they would encourage them to just go out and spend like sailors, and while all of it is being put on by the record company, and then they find out they have to pay it all back.
Right. Yeah. So, points on the back end.
Yeah.
Oh,
right.
I'm a music star. Yay!
Yeah, but there is that. That would be something.
Well, I think I'm too old to chase that dream. My first guest, Justin Wright, he's an up and coming country artist, and I had him on, and I'm like, man, you're young enough that you can go do that. I'm staying where I'm at, and I know you travel down the road too, girl. I mean, you're quite the busy artist.
Yeah, I like to keep working. Part of it is that I was a songwriter for a long time, and I really only thought in terms of getting someone else to cut my songs. And I don't even know most of those songs. So now getting to do them myself and getting to play for people is like magical to me. I don't know how to explain it. It's like I'm having the best time of my life. I just never put it together before. I was writing all those songs and they were pitching them and it would come close to a hit, and I did great. I played bass, to make a living while I was doing that and got a draw, but this is different. This is more magical. I had never played a solo before either. I was always in bands or had a band, and this going out on my own and playing music, just getting to do it wherever you want, however you want, keep the tempo up. I'm enjoying it so much I can't even explain it. I'm like a kid in a candy store.
Well, I had the privilege of doing engineering sound for you on 3 occasions. And I'm here to tell you, y'all, you're missing something if you don't go see Beth Travers, because she is an entertainer extraordinaire, and her music is, wow, just amazing, and the stories you tell are great, and your presence on stage is absolutely fantastic.
Well, thank you for saying that. I'm flattered, but I got to tell you, I'm having more fun than a girl should be allowed.
No, that's okay. You rock and roll. It's all good. You're allowed.
Okay, good.
So let's jump right into another one of your songs. I've got it pulled up and ready to rock and roll. And
awesome. What are we hearing? What are we hearing?
Runaway Train.
Oh, good. Okay.
So let me play that, and I'll be right back to you.
All right. See you in a minute.
He could fall into, he fell into mine. It was over and done before the first line, and the story goes from there. It's complicated and I don't care. Just take me on your locomotive ride. I'm like a runaway train, out of control. Hand on the throttle, I'm not letting go. I'm at my match, there's no turning back. Like a runaway train on a downhill track. Well, it's wild and it's reckless. caution to the wind. He is taking me places I've never been. As we're rolling from the station, I can't be sure of our destination. So please don't tell me how the story ends. I'm like a runaway train, out of control. Hand on the throttle, I'm not letting go. I'm at my match, there's no turning back. Like a runaway train. I'm like a runaway train, out of control. Hand on the throttle, I'm not letting go. I'm at my match, there's no turning back. Like a runaway train, on a downhill track. This is not the girl I used to be. He fell into my heart and set me free. I'm like a runaway train, out of control. I'm like a runaway train, out of control. Hand on the throttle, I'm not letting go. I'm at my match, there's no turning back. Like a runaway train, on the downhill track. Out of control, hand on the throttle, not letting go. At my match, there's no turning back. Like a runaway train, I'm like a runaway train, out of control. Hand on the throttle, not letting go. Runaway train, runaway train. Oh, oh,
Runaway Train by Beth Travers. You know what? You can feel the freedom in that song. I love the lyrics. Hey, Beth, guess what?
That's kind of like love on the run, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's all about a love song, but it's kind of like, all right, we're going for it.
Right. Hey, Kenneth Trice is on listening to my show right now. Kenny, what's up, brother? Thanks for listening. And I want to give a shout out to my sponsor of 25 years, Barb Harmon. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be here without you. Anyway, Beth, let's continue.
That's awesome. Thank you guys for listening. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Runaway Train. I wrote that with Donna Frost. She's a songwriter in Nashville, Tennessee, and I know you know that we used to have a studio there. We really still do have a studio, but we're not there all the time, so that I guess you'd call it dark. It's dark.
Well,
But Donna was cutting a project there where I actually had like 8 or 10 co-writes on an album that she did there, and I was really having a good time cutting them on her rather than making myself the artist. And she came in one day with just some notes and a pen, and it was before all the other musicians got there, and she said, "Hey, do you want to help me finish up a song? I just have a little thing going on." And I said, "Well, what's the hook?" And she said, "Runaway Train." And I said, "That's crazy, Donna. I could look that up. There must be 7,000 runaway trains." So she sits down with her guitar and she goes, "Well, I have the chorus started. It's a little like this. How to runaway train." And I was like, "Never mind. We'll finish it. It sounds great." So we just like slapped out 2 verses and a bridge. It was so cool. It was another one of those times. It was like, but she had such a head of steam when she came in because she sort of had the groove going for the chorus, which usually it's a little more laborious. Like you have to sit down with somebody and you're thinking, well, where should we go? What kind of groove? And she kind of came in with that. And, we're very kindred spirits. She's a great songwriter, and, I've known her quite a while now. So I'm actually playing with her in Nashville next week at the Commodore on West End at Debbie Champion's Writers Night. So
what time is that?
We're still buds. We'll probably do that song next week.
And what time is that show?
I think we have the early show. It's like 5:30, 6 o'clock on Monday the 8th. And we'll also both be there on Sunday the 7th. I don't know if we'll be in the same round, but there's a benefit going on for someone, so we're going to both be there both nights.
Nice. That's what I love about Nashville. There's always somebody amazing there and something going on, and in some building, and that's just Music City. Sorry, Detroit.
You can't, that's a pretty good city too, but you can't go to that writer's night without hearing like, just kind of hit song after hit song. And they always have a show with, in the middle of it where somebody plays their number one hits. And it's really a wonderful evening it's so inspiring. You know what I mean?
I do. So Runaway Train, I'm getting a vibe, but I want to continue with your songs. And, because when I listened to them again today, I was like, oh, she's got a vibe going on. And I want our listeners to hear that, this next song, I don't know if you know what I'm going to play or not, but you can probably guess.
I don't.
It is such a tribute to women around the world. And it has such great emotion. And when I heard it, I was like, hell yes.
Now I'm like running over to see what I sent you. I guess I'm thinking, wow, that inspires me.
It's Girls Like Us.
Oh, that's another Donna Frost co-write. We were really good at putting our angst into words, weren't we?
Yeah. So everybody sit back. Beth, take a break. I'm going to put it on and let our listeners hear Girls Like Us by Beth
Girls
Travers.
Like Us.
He could fall into, he fell into mine. It was over and done before the first line. He says he's so proud of me and I'm not a successful one. But I hear something underneath his patient and supportive tone. First he's dishing out the compliments, singing out the praise. But I sense some insecurities beneath the accolades. Girls like us fall for all those lines, anything to do with love. Girls like us, we get undermined, so we keep our defenses up. It's hard to find someone to trust for girls like us. I get stranded with the car, but I tell him everything's alright. He says, babe, you work too hard. I don't like you being gone at night. But traveling's my lifelong friend. Music moves my soul. He tells me that without him, I'm gonna die alone. Girls like us fall for all those lines, anything to do with love. Girls like us, we get undermined, so we keep our defenses up. It's hard to find someone to trust for girls like us. He wants me up on a shelf, so he says things that make me melt. I'm gonna have to tell myself I'll be alright alone. anything to do with love. Girls like us, we get undermined, so we keep our defenses up. It's hard to find someone to trust for girls like us. Fall for all those lines, anything to do with love. Girls like us, we get undermined, so we keep our defenses up. It's hard to find someone to trust. It's hard to find someone to trust for girls like us.
Well, that's Girls Like Us from Beth Travers. When I hear that,
Go ahead.
when I hear that song, I think you need a break from that guy, you know? It's a powerful song. And women around the world can relate to this one. And men, there's a message here. Don't be the same stereotypical man. Learn compassion, learn generosity and love, true love. Most of all, learn to listen to your partner.
Yeah, and I think it talks a little bit about girls that want to do something like music, that are, independent about it and getting out and doing it, but also women in general. And I think it's also about a story about people who put love first. You know what I mean? Like, girls for us fall for that line every time. Anything to do with love. You know what I mean? I
do know what you mean, and there's a lot of songs written about love, but I mean, maybe I took a different take on it, but it really hit home about, about the guy kind of not letting you want to go and do what you want to do. And I know that's not Dave. I mean,
no, it's really not Dave. And a funny story about that. I tell a story before I sing it because I have to sing that song with a smile, because sometimes guys will look up and go, huh, what are you saying? And I'll tell it with a smile, but before I play it, I say, this is one of those songs that when you come home from a writing appointment, and Donna and I wrote it in the ASCAP building in Nashville, and I remember driving home and Dave says, what did you write today? And I say, oh yeah, a cool little song called Girls Like Us. And he's like, well, play it for me. So then you, of course, and this goes for a lot of songs with, your spouse and stuff. Then he looks at me after it gets quiet and he says, is that about me?
Yes, Dave, it's about you, buddy.
And I let it get quiet for a second. I go, honey, it's just a song.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
People laugh when I tell that, because they're thinking, oh man, you go out and you put all these things and then you come home and they're like, is that about me?
Well, most of the songs I write, come from the heart, and a lot of them I've written, for Jeanette, not about Jeanette, but for the love that I have for her.
That's really sweet. I love that.
Yeah. I mean, I've got a rock and roll. I've got enough songs to do an album, and I'm getting ready in my studio here to try and put them all down. And it is so eclectic. When you hear it, you're going to love it, because there's country, there's trop, there's rock. I don't want to be stereotyped as one, and you cross over so well. I mean, you are country, you are trop. And that's what I love about this gig, is I get to talk to people who are not just diehard country or diehard trop or diehard rock or, classical.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, remember, I spent a long time in Nashville, and when I was writing, I never sang my own demos, except with few exceptions. I did some. But for the big publishing companies, we would always get a vocalist that sounded a certain way. So, and my voice was never that voice that would sound a certain way. So when I first moved there, like, you either have to sound like Loretta Lynn or Dolly Parton, but one of the big, you should somehow resemble that country music voice. And they'd look at me and they go, you sing great, but you don't sound like anything.
There's no twang.
I have no twang. And, I sort of am what I am. And I think it's kind of like into its own. And everybody would say, oh, well, the one thing about your voice is it's truly unique. So you are you, and you're not mistaken for the other female artists, you know?
And sometimes unique can be taken like, okay, really?
Well, yeah.
You know, you're like,
I
oh,
feel like that.
thanks, I think.
That's what that right answer right there is like, thanks, I
I
think.
think. So how many no's? You know, people don't understand how many no's that you have to get before you get a yes or two. You know, this business is all about the no's, and the one or two yeses you get that you have to really make it rock.
Yeah, that's very, very true. I feel like in Nashville, and I'm sure other music capitals, that the front desk people and the people you meet are pretty much trained to say no because of the slew of people they have coming at them all the time. So they're really trained to say no, and training yourself to take no and not let it break you down is a hard thing, I think.
That is exactly true. Actors go through it. Dancers, anybody who's an entertainer goes through a lot of no's. And, you know, especially dancers and actors and musicians, entertainers, comedians, you know, down the line, entertainment, everybody thinks, wow, I could be an entertainer. It's kind of like being a football player in grade school, having the aspiration to get into high school and I'm going to be in the pros, to find out that they only take 1% of the top 10% into the pros.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's how it is in music.
It really is. It really is. I watch so many people get deals, and there's just such a supply of talent that it's uncanny. So there would be a certain level of talent that you had to be to make it into that club, to make it even possible. And then past that, it seemed like just sort of a lottery. Like it would just fall on somebody and you never knew who it was going to be, if that makes sense.
It does make sense. It's kind of like being in a new band and coming into a new city, or you move into a new city, you form a new band, and then trying to break out into the nightclub scene or the bar scene, and you're the FNG, the frickin' new girl or guy, and
right.
You get the business. You know, you get the treatment. It's like, well, we've got everybody we need, and da-da-da, and you're like, yeah, right.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that line quite a lot. We've got everybody we need. And I'm like, okay, well, call me when you don't. Here's my card.
Exactly. So you hit the open mics. You know, you go from open mic to whatever to like get noticed. You know, and then finally you get that, wow, you can play, you can sing. Where have you been?
Right.
I've been knocking on your door for months, you know, but yeah.
Yeah. I'm the same girl you turned away 4 times going, we have everybody we need. You know?
Yeah, sorry. It's just a normal thing we do. It's the no's. We dream no.
I try and turn it around now and just look at them and say, well, I'm glad you're all taken care of. Good deal.
Yeah. I'm glad you're happy now.
Right.
This business is funny. And like I said, this is why I love getting to talk to everybody. You know, it's not just a talk show. We get to listen to your music. I mean, I had Jeff Dayton on last Monday. And
oh, awesome.
Oh, what a guy. We talked so much. We talked a whole hour and never listened to one of his songs.
Oh, wow. That's really cool. I like him a lot.
So I invited him back on the show. I did that with Chuck Freeman. Oh my goodness. Chuck and I talked for an hour. And
Chuck is amazing.
He is.
Love that guy.
Yeah. Chuck Freeman, Tough Duck Music. What a guy.
Jeff and I started talking. I didn't really know him, but I went up and said hi, and I was like, oh, you're from the same place I am, and you're from the same place I am. And then we started talking about where we were 1 decade writing songs, and we knew all the same people in some of the publishing companies. It was like we'd walked by each other and written with the same co-writers and just not gotten to know each other.
That's crazy.
You know, it's uncanny. Yeah. Very strange.
Jeff and I met at Ocean's Edge for the meeting of the minds down there in Key West last year or the year before. And we got to talking, and it comes to find out in the neighborhood I grew up in, there was this kid, Everett Martin, who is now
Reynaldo Avristo Martin, one of the premier guitarists in Arizona, and now he's in California, and we both know him. I grew up with him, and Jeff played with him, and I'm just like, it is a very small world.
It really is. That's amazing. That is amazing.
Yeah, and I texted Everett tonight, said, "Hey man, check it out. I got Beth Travers on."
That's very cool.
I'm like a little kid, I mean, I don't get starstruck because I am in front of the microphone, in front of people. So stars are entertainers, they're people to me, and we talk to each other. Yeah. We talk to each other like we talk to each other. It's just like, we're humans. For the fans, It's a great rush to meet their idols. And, And I relish the time that I get if I get to play with them. It's like, wow.
Yeah, I love that too. And when I met you, I was thinking, Dave says, "What's Dave like?" And I said, "He's one of us. He's like the coolest guy ever." Because you had the band, and you're like, "Oh, I play this, I do that," and I'm like, "How do I not know you?"
Yeah, because I was in Key Largo and we did small clubs, and we really didn't get out, but. That's where I was wanting to be. I like now here, my band, I'm forming a Southern country rock band.
Oh man, that's awesome.
I have a 2-time Hall of Fame inductee in swing music on the fiddle.
Whoa.
His name's Jim Baker, and he's an amazing fiddle player. I've got a wonderful keyboard player. And then I have some, Hispanic Mexicans that I have a drummer and a bass player and my guitar player, all from here in Ajijic. And it's amazing. There's such talent.
Oh.
Beth, you need to come down here because I'm telling you.
I really want to come down and hear your band. It sounds fabulous.
The talent down here is amazing. I got down. One of the reasons I came down here was because of that. But I mean,
Yeah.
So I'm going to segue. That was a great segue out of that because it's not me, it's you.
Oh, well, it's always interesting to me. You get me talking, I'm going to ask questions.
Absolutely. Well, that's what it's about. It's the Dave Roush Show with guests, and I get to do what I want because I can.
Yeah. Well, it's so much fun.
I have the privilege of knowing you. And Harry T is my general manager on Radio A1A. And you just topped the charts on the Trop 40, Radio A1A Trop 40, and Beach Radio Top 30. Congratulations on your song.
At the same time.
And I'm like, girl, you go.
I know, I'm so excited.
My guitar is my boat. What a song.
It's a different kind of thing, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, different kind of deal.
So let me jump into it.
A long time.
Yeah, let me jump into it and let's talk about it. All right?
Okay, sure.
So here it is. My guitar is my boat, Beth Travers.
Her body's full of music like a sweet steel band. Her strings, they ring of island things, stars and sand. And I feel every word she thinks as breezes start to blow. When she plays alone, she can move my soul. My guitar is my boat, she takes me up and down the coast, from Florida Keys to Caribbean Sea and Old Mexico. She fills my sails with hope, lets me do what I love most. Everywhere I wanna go, my guitar is my boat. And sometimes I sultry summer island so remote. I sail away, my guitar is my boat. My guitar is my boat, she takes me up and down the coast, from Florida Keys to Caribbean Sea and old Mexico. She fills my sails with hope, lets me do what I love most. Everywhere I wanna go, my guitar is my boat. With the heart of a sailor, she'll sail the seven seas, flying high in paradise on songs that give me wings. My guitar is my boat, she takes me up and down the coast, from Florida Keys to Caribbean Sea and old Mexico. Fills my sails with hope, lets me do what I love most. Everywhere I wanna go, my guitar is my boat. And it's what I love most. Everywhere I wanna go, my guitar is my boat.
Yeah, all right. My Guitar is My Boat by Beth Travers. Number 1 on 2 radio top 40 and 30. Amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you. You can't hear me happy dancing, can you?
I can.
Well, I
This
made
is a
the
great
dog
microphone.
You know what? It's such an honor to hit number 1 on there, and I can't say it enough. It's an honor, and it's a privilege, and it takes a lot of effort. Like, there's a lot of wonderful talent in that list of 40 people, and every time I hit the top of it, I'm just like, I'm not any better than anybody else, but you really have to focus. You have to get everybody to rally for you to get that done. And the song has to be good. And it's just, when you get it, it's so rewarding, and it's honor. I can't hardly stand it, and then you're number 1 and you're thinking, okay, I'm kind of shy. It's hard to actually get out and lobby for yourself and say, would you all please listen to my song and vote for it? Because I really want a number 1.
You're like, what'd you say? Speak up, Beth.
You heard me. And, so I'm just saying it's an honor and a privilege. And every time somebody gets up there, I try to really acknowledge it and give them the kudos they deserve. I love the song. It's different than anything. I wrote that with Albie King. And we were finishing the song, I'll Do Beach, which also made it up there. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, what else you got? And I said, well, I'm going to work on getting this out now, but I've thought for a long time about writing a song called My Guitar is My Boat. And he just got quiet. He didn't text anything back. He's like, oh, interesting, About 6 months later, he puts at the top of a text, my guitar is my boat, and starts just slamming like ideas, sentences at me and stuff. And I'm like, you know what? I guess I can't procrastinate any longer. Like, the flow happens now,
Exactly.
So Yeah, yeah. I sat down with it and I kind of like organized his thoughts and sent him back, then sent him back another verse, and we got the chorus worked out, and then I said, we're going to have to come up with a bridge. And I forget what he texted me back. Sometimes I'll save the text, but he totally just like tripped my brain on the bridge. So it was a really fun song to write. Alvy King and I have never met in person, but I feel like we're buddies. You know, I go on Facebook and he's got his grandson on there and I'm like, yay, you know. But he's kind of a magical lyricist and he works with a lot of different artists.
Oh yeah, he's got a lot of music out there. I have him on the show coming up later in the year, and it's with one of his songs. He goes, "Man, I can't believe it. I'm out with my song and not someone else's." You know, so
so cool.
So I like the bridge in it too, and the hook is great. You know, and for those who don't know, Beth, tell them what a bridge is.
Okay. Well, yeah, I guess that's a funny term when you think about it. But you know, when you write a verse and a chorus, the chorus is what you want everybody to remember and repeat. The verses tell the story. Sometimes you can finish a song right there. So if the story's all told in 2 verses and you've got the chorus and the chorus is really sing-along-ish, then maybe you're done. But sometimes it just needs that one magical thought to wrap it up and hook you back to the chorus. So that's really what a bridge is. It generally does not have the same structure as the verses, and it doesn't match the choruses. It's just like a new concept. Usually I try and go for a whole different chord progression in there.
Exactly.
And keep it short. But that's what a bridge is.
Yep.
There you go.
Chord progression, timing change. And then you turn it around, and turning around is getting right back to the chorus or a verse, or, you know, have a bridge and a turnaround. They're like, what's a turnaround? And
words are so much fun. Words are so much fun because sometimes, you know, you write to the end of a verse and you've got to find a way, and that's where that term hook comes from. You've got to find a way to hook that right back into your chorus.
Exactly.
So, Songwriting is fun, even for a lazy person like myself.
Yeah, you're lazy. Okay. I'm not buying that, Beth. Not for a minute. I see where you're going and what you're doing and how many gigs you're doing. So yeah, you're not, you know, and you drag Dave along with you. Gosh darn it.
Well, you know, we don't work together all that much.
No, but when you do, it's amazing.
When we do, it's pretty cool. But we both have discovered being solo artists, and we've also discovered that around here there's a lot of work and we make twice as much money if both of us are working. Right? In different directions, you know. But Dave and I met playing, and we're both really good sidemen. You could, you know, you had to come without your bass player or your keyboard player. You could use us and we'd be plenty respectable even at a short notice, because we can both listen to songs and chart them down and play them back on the instrument of your choice. So, and that's how we both were making a living when we met.
That's amazing. That is truly amazing.
I was a pretty good bass player and I could sing harmony at the same time. So I've worked with a lot of different artists and worked on the Opry, and I have to say I love the songwriting. The songwriting is why I moved to Nashville. I tried to give up bass playing before I moved to Nashville, and I just tucked the bass in a closet, but somebody found me that knew I knew how to play, and they were, you have to come out and play. And so I sort of got repeatedly dragged back into it, and I've had some great fun and some great travel, like, for instance, working for Ray Stevens. We didn't do bus travel much. We got to fly around in jets and, you know, play in a big band with awesome musicians. So I've had some really great times, you know. My guitar is my boat.
What an amazing story. Now, I have the most awesome thing happening to me today, and you kicked it to me, and I'm like, wow, are you kidding me? I have the privilege of debuting your newest song that is not out on the radio yet until here in a couple seconds.
That's very cool. Well, I think it'll drop the 27th because I think I finished all my admin duties, which is really the hardest, some of the hardest work you have to do if you're your own back office person.
Yep. Well, without further ado, for the first time on the radio, here's Belle of the Beach.
She wears a bluegrass skirt, she's got a hot brown tan. Raised in a holler, wants to live in the sand. She drinks Goombay smash with a sweet tea style. Thinks of splashing in the waves of St. Croix for a while. Her daily life is coming apart at the seams. So she closes her eyes real tight, and then she dreams that she's the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. She's gonna be the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. She ain't saving all her pennies for a rainy day. More likely she'll spend them down Island Way. There's no telling what her jerk of a boss might say when Monday comes around to find her MIA. All her so-called friends back home roll their eyes in their head. But she knows one day she'll be gone, and they'll remember what she said. She'll be the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. She's gonna be the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. Well, it's been over a year since she left all that misery. When they call her to ask her when she's coming home, she says, "Hey man, I'm history." Now she made dudes. She wears a bluegrass skirt, she's got a hot brown tan. Raised in a holler, now she lives in the sand. She drinks Goombay smash with a sweet tea style. She's been splashing in the waves of Martinique for a while. All her friends back home keep saying, no way. But if given the chance, they trade places with her. And then I think you might hear them say, we're the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. We're gonna be the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. We're gonna be the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. We're gonna be the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. We're the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. We're gonna be the belle of the beach. Oh yeah, alright. Gonna be the belle of the beach.
All right. Belle of the Beach, brand new release. I am so honored to be able to do this.
I love that cut, but this is what makes me an artist and not just a singer-songwriter, because I didn't write that song. I picked it.
Yeah, and it's a powerful song.
It's a great song, and it was written by Rich McGuire, who also goes as Rich Schooner McGuire. And he was in the band the Cabana Dogs, but he's in a Celtic band as well. And he plays with us a lot. And we played in the band together at Music on the Bay. And he does this song all the time. And I said, when I finally cut my CD, Rich, would you let me cut that song? So I cut 2 cover tunes of trop rock people instead of like going for classic people. It really makes me feel like more of an artist when I go out and interpret something that I didn't write myself.
Right.
And I love this song so much. Of course, it didn't have like the We're the Belle of the Beach. I turned it into kind of a girly thing.
Right.
I told him I was going to turn it into a girl anthem for the beach. We're the Belle of the Beach. But it was Rich McGuire's, and I love it. And I love the way we did the background vocals. It's almost like a little Billy Joel-ish. So Dave did those little talkback parts. I don't know if we got them mixed loud enough that you can hear it.
I think you can.
But
Well,
I love the song.
that's about all we have, Beth. I want to thank you so much for being on the show, and I hope to have you back on someday when you're, famous. More famous than you are. You're on top of the world, queen of the Trop Rock, girl. You're rocking it.
I am so honored that you had me on. Thank you so much, and I'm honored to be at the top of the trop.
That's right.
But it's really fun to do this because you played some of my country stuff, and it really reminds me of my country roots, and I love that you're doing this show. So I can't wait to get more involved with it, and I hope you'll have me back sometime.
Absolutely. You betcha. Well, that's about it, you guys. Thanks for joining and shares Beth's wonderful music. For our listeners, stay tuned to Cruising Country Radio for more great hits. This is the Dave Roush Show signing off. Have a great night.